The gray water system is inside this box. There is also the shutoff valve for the main water line for the house. Down in there. That's off and that's on. Water comes from the 2 sinks and showers in the bathrooms. Out from here into this 3-way valve, which then either diverts water back to the sewer or into the gray water tank. So the way to tell which way the water is going, you see this part here says off. That means that the water, this part of the 3-way valve is closed, so the water is coming in and going to the sewer. If you turn this handle, the sewer will then turn off, and that means the water is coming in this way and going to the gray water and is being blocked from going to the sewer. When water is directed into the tank, it goes in through this way, through 2 filters, and into this tank. Any overflow, if for instance the pump breaks, would go back and down, around, and back into the sewer. You can have a look at the filters by unscrewing right here. First, removing this hose, and then unscrewing the top. There are some filters, so water will pass through, enter on this side, and sink through these filters, and then go into this tank here. This tank here will contain the filtered gray water and the pump, which will pump the water out this tube and to the irrigation. It's a good idea to check these filters after a few weeks of using the system to gauge how much debris actually builds up here. Normally, maybe clean them out once every 6 months, could be even less. It depends on how long your hair is, mostly. This tank has a self-cleaning system. When these hoses are attached, every so often the pump will stay off and allow water to rise into these cylinders, and this air blower will blow air down underneath, up through the filter medium, and dislodge any sediment or stuff that has gotten clogged, and that will then flow out and down into the sewer. Because of that self-cleaning system, it's very rare to need to clean out the filters, but even so, it's a good idea to check maybe every half a year or so, just to make sure everything is running smoothly. I also added this valve here to supplement this gray water tank with municipal water. If you go on vacation or you can't generate any gray water for some reason, it's working on the controller. You can turn it on manually by turning the solenoid here. Water will flow this way and into the tank, and it will start to fill up the tank with fresh water. After 30 seconds or so, the pump kicks on and pumps this water out to the irrigation just like it would gray water. So when you go on vacation, you can program this to come on for, say, 15 minutes or so, and it will give the landscape some water. Something to note about this municipal water supplement valve: there's an anti-siphon valve here, prevents water from flowing back into the municipal water system. There's also a spring check valve here, which prevents water from flowing back. This ball valve is to regulate the pressure coming out of here. If it's all the way open, there's too much pressure and it kind of makes a mess. So it's very closed right now. If you open it all the way up, it's a little too much pressure. So I added this ball valve, and as long as you keep these 2 marks aligned, it should be a good amount. You shouldn't waste any water.